Welcome and thanks for joining us today for our rocket pitch. We're excited about also our masterclass, which will be commencing at around 1 o'clock Eastern time, right after the event is over, after the breakout rooms close. The masterclass is being instructed by our awesome friends and partners at Buzzy Rocket, and it's something you don't want to miss. It's called Fueling Startup Success, Supercharge Your Marketing to Crush Q4 and Hit the Ground Running in 2024. Q4 starts next Monday, so hope you guys are ready to roll. Anyway, CONNECTpreneur, we are a global community of over 25,000 investors, CEOs, entrepreneurs, business leaders, and professional services providers from around the world. And today is our 95th CONNECTpreneur event overall over the last 12 years. And this is our 44th virtual rocket pitch event. We've had over 1,100 presenting companies over the last 12 years. About half of them have received funding from investors they've met through our platform, and our CONNECTpreneur Investor Network now totals over 4,000 accredited and qualified purchaser private investors, angels, and family offices who are interested in investing in awesome deals that they can meet through our community and through our events. And hopefully today you've already downloaded the program book. If not, our team will post the link so you can download the program book, which has all of the information on our sponsors, our executive summaries from our 7 presenting companies, and information about our sponsors. So a couple things about today's event. We have 7 awesome presenting companies, and after our final presenter, we're going to open up breakout rooms for 30 minutes. Each one of our breakout rooms is hosted by one of our presenting companies, and you'll be able to enter and leave whichever breakout room you like. Just remember that the purpose of the breakout room is for our presenting companies to go deeper with interested investors and partners. They are hosted by these presenting companies, so please use the opportunity to learn about them and to set follow-up meetings with them. Also, we have a group chat here, and you guys can, feel free to introduce yourselves and put your LinkedIn information, other contact info. Please don't overload the chat. I'm going to ask you guys to download the chat history before you go into the breakout rooms. That way you can see everybody's introduction. So we don't want to see 4 or 5 introductions. Please be respectful of that. And as far as downloading, yes, if you don't download your chat history before you go into the breakout rooms, you might lose them. So just a reminder, and I will mention that a few times. We are also doing polling today. These are for investors only. They're confidential. They will not be shared with anybody. It's not a popularity contest. It's just strictly a way for our interested investors to get connected to our presenters. We're going to do 3 polls. We'll do one after our 3rd presenter, one after our 5th, and one after our 7th and final presenter. Again, they're strictly for the benefit of our investors and our presenting companies. Presenting companies will have 4 minutes to pitch. We are not doing Q&A. If you do have questions, please reserve those for the breakout rooms. I also want to mention that our CONNECTpreneur community has an awesome YouTube channel. We have hundreds of videos of our alumni presenters. Feel free to check it out and do subscribe. We also have a free Slack channel with over 4,000 business leaders on it. It's free. You can join and engage with other members of our community. And we'll post the links to the Slack channel and the YouTube channel so you can sign up. I want to announce 3 upcoming events. On October 17th in the morning, we have an in-person CONNECTpreneur Premium Forum. It's at the City Club in DC. We are limiting attendance to 150 people, investors, presenting company, alumni, ambassadors, and tickets will not last. So feel free to sign up now. Our next virtual event is October 26th. We'll put the link to register on that into the chat box. And then finally, on November 8th, we will be celebrating our 100th CONNECTpreneur event. Over the last 12 years, we're doing an in-person event at the Johns Hopkins Carey School of Business. They have a beautiful building in the Inner Harbor in downtown Baltimore, Maryland. And if you have any interest in sponsoring or presenting, please reach out directly to Skylar, our community manager. You can DM her here or put it into the chat. I'm sure she'll be reading it later. And with that, I'd like to put up our first poll. This is a poll for our awesome sponsors, and they're the ones who make our events possible. Thank you, Sky. if you have interest in any of these services, please indicate as such, and we'll make sure that you are connected to our sponsors. So again, our sponsors are listed in our program book. I'm going to read them off. We have Next, powered by Shulman Rogers, Buzzy Rocket, Shulman Rogers. We have AEG, Entrepreneurs Organization. We have Refraction, which is the leading co-working hub in the Washington, D.C. area. We are pleased to announce that they will offer a special deal for our CONNECTpreneur community. And also we will be opening up a CONNECTpreneur lounge here at Refraction, which will allow our out-of-town community members to come and enjoy some complimentary beverages, flat screen TV, and if they want. Also want to thank Truist Financial, Keiretsu Forum, Baltimore Angels, the Maryland Tech Council, Ryan and Wetmore, Startup Grind, Georgetown University Entrepreneurship, Northern Virginia Chamber of Commerce, Enterprise Transformation Solutions, FITSE, Angels and Life Sciences Investors, and the New Jersey Angels, the Denton Center for Entrepreneurship, Center for Advancing Innovation, Founder Institute, the MIT Alumni Angels, Annual Wharton DC Summit, and National Association of Business Entrepreneurs. Thank you so much. And thank you guys who are participating in the poll. We will keep these confidential and share your information with our sponsors so that if you have an interest in getting to know them, we'll give you that capability. So why don't we take that down, Sky, and let's get the ball rolling. So to kick things off, want to introduce longtime CONNECTpreneur partner, my good friend and business partner, Mark Haas. Mark will introduce our first four presenters. Mark is the CEO and co-founder of the Association for Enterprise Growth, otherwise known as AEG. AEG is the DC, Baltimore, and Tampa, Florida region's top alliance of elite service providers and CEOs. Members include some of the leading business professionals in these regions. I'm personally proud to be an investor in and chair of AEG. And Mark, I know we're still in fundraise mode, so maybe you can put some information on that in the chat box, and any interested investors can reach out to you. But Mark, thank you for your support, and please give us some more details about AEG. Thank you.
Thanks, Tian. Thanks, Sky and the whole team. So complex problems really require some integrated solutions. And as professional services and growth resources are increasingly specialized and disconnected, it's really hard to have a team of trusted advisors and peers to help you grow a business and solve those problems. Well, AEG is building these integrated communities of elite advisors in complementary disciplines and a separate community of CEOs of mid-market companies. We're connecting them across cities to deliver faster and more effective growth services. We're now started in DC, expanded to Baltimore and Tampa, and continue to add to our CEO and elite advisor communities. As Tian said, we're in fundraise mode. We're halfway to our 1 million capital raise for expansion, but still looking for awesome advisors and CEOs of 20 million plus companies in our 3 cities. So I will put a little something in the chat box there, and you can reach out to me. So let's get started with some great companies today. Our first presenter is Caring Closures. So almost 5 billion prescriptions are written each year. And of those, a few 100 million of those for opioids. And whether by accident or intent, abuse is increasing. And the weakest point of access is the container sitting in your medicine cabinet. Caring Closures has created a locking prescription vial to address this serious and growing problem. Please welcome Milton Cohen, President and CEO of Caring Closures.
Thank you, Mark, and thanks to CONNECTpreneur for having us back. I'm Milton Cohen, the CEO at Caring Closures, or CCI for short. That's our SafeRx product line pictured in the top right of your screen. It's plugging a massive security leak in the controlled substance supply chain. You see, throughout the controlled substance supply chain, from raw materials, pre-pill manufacturing, all the way to behind the counter at the pharmacy, security is regulated, monitored, and strictly enforced by the DEA. Think double witnessed dispensing, think double lock and key, just like our missile silos. And then it crosses the pharmacy counter in a container any 6-year-old can open. and it's the Wild West. Pilfering, sneaking a few pills at a time in secret, has been a major contributor to the opioid epidemic, the #1 source for teen misuse in our country since 2012, and cost our healthcare system and economy billions annually. There are 3 questions I need to answer for you. 1, is this going to be fixed? 2, are we the company to fix it? And 3, can you make money on it? First question, yes, it's getting fixed. That's our product on the top left of your screen in a bigger image. We were 100% effective in our first trial. We're designated a best practice by a leading public health organization, and our first state passed Medicaid coverage earlier this year with 2 more states in the pipeline. Second question, is it going to be us? Don't take my word for it. Look at the awards and recognition on the right. Listen to the market on the bottom left, where in only 7 quarters since our healthcare launch, we've grown to over 200 customers with 50% quarterly customer growth, tripling revenue last year and on pace to quadruple it this year. We are also going to own this market on the bottom right of your screen with 10x and 6x manufacturing and workflow cost advantages preserved by an unassailable IP position. Last question, can you make money? You can see the key inflection points for value creation here. We can create a business worth $320 million in 4 years and over $500 million in 5 years. So the answers are yes, it's already happening. Yes, it's going to be us. And yes, we're going to make you money. We've got less than 750,000 remaining in our current round to have targeted 3 million. Terms are shown here on your screen. This is going to be the most visible intervention in public health history of the last 50 years, the most visible intervention of the last 50 years. We are going to prevent tens of millions of people from misusing controlled substances in the decade following. Tens of millions of people. I hope you'll join us. It's worth it for the money, but more importantly, it's worth it for the mission. Thank you.
Terrific. Thanks. Milton, our next presenter is Coagulation Sciences. Almost 5 million Americans receive a blood transfusion each year, about half of which are possibly unnecessary, mostly because of lack of timely and accurate information. For both medical and cost reasons, a quick and efficient tool to diagnose need at the point of care would solve most of this problem. And as luck would have it, you're going to hear about a technology to do just this from Coagulation Sciences. Just know that Opus 8 is hosting an investor-only event for Coagulation Sciences this afternoon, early evening. It'll be in person in Tyson's Corner and on Zoom. So any accredited investor interested in attending, please DM or email Skylar at srallison@opus8.com, SRALLISON at opus8.com. So without further ado, please welcome Sheldon Goldstein, CEO of Coagulation Sciences.
Good morning, everyone. So our goal as a company is better and faster control of major bleeding during surgery. Our device is called the MCTS, and my contact information is listed on the slide. So we know that each unit of blood transfused is associated with risks. The top of this slide summarizes those risks. There's a plethora of research showing that if patients are managed without transfusion or less transfusion, they do far better. The bottom of the slide summarizes a study of over 1 million patients. Patients who receive transfusion compared to those who don't have twice the risk of developing an infection and 70% greater risk of death. Our goal is to revolutionize the care of bleeding patients during surgery. And we know that at least 40% of transfusions are unnecessary. Some research says as high as 59%. We have a device with a harm margin consumable, and this is the instrument that already exists that has been used in a pilot study in heart surgery. We want to replace the top of the screen where a tube or several tubes of blood are sent to a lab, handled by numerous people. Results often take an hour, sometimes 2 hours, sometimes days. We want to replace that with the bottom of the screen, our instrument with a cartridge, and you get results at the point of care in approximately 10 minutes. We have world-famous experts who have given testimonials as to the value of what we do, that we are the only test that actually compares the results of the treatments that are available in order to stop bleeding. This is a display of what our test results look like. The green column is normal blood clotting. Existing tests say something's wrong with the blood, Ours is the only one that actually displays the efficacy, the ability of the available treatments to stop the bleeding. Our results on the right, you put a tube in the cartridge, and a few minutes later, you just look and see what's in the green column. That compares to the test guided algorithm on the left. This is an example of what is currently done. These algorithms can require as many as 10, even 15 decisions. They're cognitively challenging. And when a patient is bleeding, doctors don't have time to do these. So although there are some research studies suggesting they be done, in practice, they're often not. Our scientific advisors include leaders in the world in terms of perioperative bleeding and transfusion, as well as company team members. We are projecting revenue in year 4 of sales in excess of $70 million. This is based on just the first intended use in cardiac surgery, though other intended uses are down the road. Our current round investment terms, $840K is invested, 2.16 is available, and we are providing warrant coverage for this investment. And our goal is then to go on to a Series A. Several investment banks have provided term sheets to lead a Series A raise for us. Follow-on products after cardiac surgery, trauma surgery, and assessment of novel anticoagulants. We already have 3 generations of prototypes of devices and cartridges. We have data from a Mayo Clinic study confirming the problem and showing us how to improve our current system to be a commercial-ready system. Patents have issued in multiple locations. The most likely exit in this space is acquisition. It is common, and this is a list of potential acquirers. Thank you for your time. As mentioned, we're also holding a private event this evening, and at that event, there'll obviously be more time for me to present and longer Q&A. Thank you for your time.
So we're going to put up a poll for the previous 2 presenting companies for Caring Closures and Coagulation Sciences. So feel free to put your responses in the chat. This is for investors only, and we'll make sure to send your information to the presenting company and the presenting company only. So we'll leave this up for a few minutes.
Yeah, I just also wanted to remind everybody that these are confidential. We're just going to connect the investors directly with the presenting companies, and it's not, we're not sharing the results with the audience. So thank you, investors. Thank you for participating. We are doing breakout rooms today. So we have 7 presenters. For those of you who joined a little bit late, we have 5 more presenters. And after the last presenter, we will then do a final poll. We have 2 more polls. We'll do a final poll, and then we will open up the breakout rooms, and you guys can go deep with our presenting companies. One final reminder also is to download your text chat before you go into the breakout rooms. That way, you won't lose what's in there. There is a lot of messaging in there. So anyway, with that, last call for investors who are interested in either Caring Closures or Coagulation Sciences. And as a reminder, we are doing a private event both on Zoom and in person this evening in Tysons Corner, Virginia. If you're interested, shoot Skylar a direct message and we'll get you the information on that. That'll be for Sheldon, and that starts at 5:30 Eastern. I think the Zoom meeting starts at 6:30. So anyway, last call. Anyone else? Well, thank you guys for participating. Turn it back over to Mark. Mark.
My enthusiasm notwithstanding. Our next presenter is Commerce Blitz. As we know, time is money, and the ability of business to manage the whole process of ordering, inventory, distribution can be the difference between a growing or a shrinking company. Commerce Blitz has developed an efficient platform to integrate these functions. So please welcome Hugh Sinclair, CEO of Commerce Blitz.
Have you ever wondered what a seller has to do to get product you ordered to your door when utilizing popular marketplaces like Amazon or Walmart or even their own website? A seller managing multiple sales channels can pose significant challenges. When businesses also handle various inventory sources, including warehouses, distributors, and drop shippers, these challenges become even more complex. It requires active intervention and control over that data. Commerce Blitz brings all of your e-commerce, wholesale, and inventory distribution operations together. I understand this pain because I've lived it myself. With my previous company, we juggled 400 brands, about 3 to 4 million SKUs on a day, and 9 sales channels, and it's no easy task. The constant uploading of spreadsheets and dealing with disconnected platforms can lead to costly mistakes and missed opportunities. As small businesses grow, Their vendors, inventory, and sales channels proliferate, causing increased complexity, logistical errors, financial losses, and stockouts. Remember, Walmart and Amazon are competitors, and their back-end systems do not talk to each other. Managing warehouses, drop shippers, and distributors information is left to the seller to organize in real time. The logistics industry assumes a 2 to 10% shrink before the product ever hits shelves. 31% of that shrink is due to logistical errors. It's a staggering $46.8 billion problem in the US. To a $10 million company, this 31% feels like $225,000 in shrink, $120,000 in hours to fix these issues, not to mention the $500,000 to $1 million in missed sales opportunity. The good news is CommerceBlitz has a solution for this. We help sellers effectively manage their multiple sales channels, wholesale, and inventory operations. Our unique solution routes orders, aggregates vendor offerings, and balances inventory across the seller's sales channels. We are lowering the error rate through automation and control. CommerceBlitz provides control, visibility in a single place, allowing for custom connectivity. We have developed CommerceBlitz to bring together e-commerce, wholesale, and inventory distribution. We're targeting US-based sellers in the home goods, apparel, and automotive markets, with 3+ sales channels, sourcing from 3 or more vendors. Custom software development and maintenance can be costly. In the marketplace, there are various solutions available to address different parts of the distribution problem. This means that businesses will need to invest in more apps and increase their IT staff to manage this. At our company, we offer integrations, our platform that we manage for our clients. While we still use spreadsheets, if you prefer, it is not necessary. Our goal is to be productive, is to provide a hassle-free experience and create more efficient workflows for a competitive introductory price. We stand out by not having a bloat of over-engineered platforms where the clients has to customize to only use 10% of the product for 100% of the price. Our traction here is we have 160 users. We have a turnkey solution that has been deployed in May. We are invested, and we have we're Shopify partners and Amazon developers. We've built a great team here. We've raised $70 million collectively, and we're bringing this team forward to launch our product. This is about getting 800 customers for us, utilizing partners such as third-party logistics services and web development houses to scale our growth potential, all aided by our 5% churn rate. We are looking for a purchase in 3 to 5 years. Our capital raise, we've raised $650 in a friends and family round. We're asking for $1.5 million this round in convertible note. The time is now. Thank you for your time. Join us in our breakout room, schedule a demo or a deep dive, and our data room is available upon request. Thank you.
That's terrific. Thanks, you. Our next presenter is Everix. As technology products become personalized and miniaturized and arrive at the market faster and faster, we have a greater need for optical filters, and that really exceeds the capacity of current manufacturing technologies. Our next presenter will share the power of their patented technology to capture both existing and emerging markets with those new technologies. Please welcome Everix CEO and co-founder, Hooman Banai.
Thank you very much. Can you hear me well? Perfect. Thank you very much. So good morning, everyone. Thank you very much for your time listening to the story of the thinnest and the most scalable optical filters in the world. I'm sorry, I'm trying to get rid of this bar in Zoom. So let's get that definition out of the way first. You know, high-performing optical filters are nano-layered materials similar to what you see on the screen that are often made of hundreds and even more than 1,000 sub-layers that are engineered to selectively block portions of the light spectrum through reflection while transmitting the rest of that spectrum. And this high-performing optical filter has applications across 13 different markets, and so far is being manufactured for the past couple of decades through a very capital-intensive and expensive manufacturing process called vacuum coating. And as a result of that, the product is actually 20 times more valuable than gold by weight. Now, in that marketplace, Everix comes in with a breakthrough manufacturing process that reduces the cost of manufacturing by a factor of 10 to 100, and therefore enabling software-like margins, creating a really great upside potential, while still having all the benefits of a hardware company with all the IP protection. Now, this is the traditional process that I was referring to. This is a very expensive vacuum coating chamber. that produces traditional optical filters. And this is our process, which is a top-down process, which is inspired by the way all these millions of miles of optical fibers are manufactured. And it's protected by 36 patents, 15 of which already issued, and comes with a package of very unique features also. Now, at a high level, in addition to everything that I just said, we also have a fully functional manufacturing facility down in Orlando, Florida. We have a full manufacturing team, both on the business side and manufacturing side. We've already generated 7-figure revenues coming from many customers, including multiple paying Fortune 100 customers. And last but not least, our process is 70 times more energy efficient than the traditional ones, and therefore we can have a great impact on the environment. Now, from competitive standpoint, we're essentially bringing the best of two industries together. We're bringing the really high performance and high precision of these nanolayer deposition technologies into the affordability and scalability of the traditional, essentially multi-layer film extrusion technology. So we bring the benefits of both together. And that enables us tackle very large markets that were not accessible to either one of these alone, and now they're accessible to Everix combined. And we have some beachhead markets primarily focused on high performance, optical sensors for across multiple different market segments. And in that segment, we are focused on in-house manufacturing and B2B sales as our business model. And beyond that, we have multiple other markets that we call them blue ocean markets that we're actually in parallel as we speak. We're working on licensing and strategic partnerships in order to start capturing these much larger markets through the right scale-up partners. Now, this is where we started, in a humble start in my garage, and we proved the concept. After that, we set up a nice manufacturing facility, and we found our product market fit. And so we got to where we are now with 7-figure revenues, and now we've got enough capacity to actually break even in this same facility, and therefore now we're focused on scaling our sales and marketing to get to that scale. So we're projecting to primarily generate revenue from our beachhead markets in the next few years, but we gradually also start seeing revenue coming from our licensing and other partnerships, and that creates great deal of opportunities for exits. We've got a great team of operators, both on the business side and manufacturing side, augmented by a great team of highly experienced and seasoned advisors and board members. So we've got our sales channels in place. We've had $1.4 million of grants, and so we've got more than 50 deals in our pipeline, more than $20 million in LTV. And now we're raising $1 million with $30 million cap, 20% discount. And the primary goal would be to basically enable a hiring of a director of sales. And also, we're in negotiations with a Fortune 50 customer on a joint development agreement. We'd like to bring that to a close so that we can enable more raise at higher valuations in order to get to break-even point next year. I'm sorry, in 2015. That's it. Thank you very much.
Thanks so much, Human. We're going to put up the investor poll for the last two companies that you just saw. The first one is Commerce Splits, which is an e-commerce solution SaaS app that effectively addresses the complexities of managing multiple sales channels, inventory sources, and 3PL operations for businesses. And then Everix, who you just saw, is 100 times better scaling economies and 70 times higher energy efficiency for an optical nanomaterial, 20 times more valuable than gold. So feel free, for investors only, please, to indicate your interest on these polls, and we will make sure that the presenting company gets your contact information, and we'll follow up with you after the event. So while we have that up, I just want to give a quick note to you all about our October virtual event. We decided to split the October virtual event into 2 days, so it'll be October 25th and October 26th. So Emily's going to put the link to sign up for those in the chat. Once you go through the registration process, you'll be able to indicate which day or both days, which we hope you can attend both days, but which one you'll be attending. So feel free to register there. We're super excited about it. Each day will just be an hour and a half instead of the 2-hour meeting that you're used to. So we hope to see you at our October virtual events on the 25th and 26th. So it looks like our polls are about done. So I'll let Tian jump in.
Yeah, I just want to jump in real quick and just remind everyone we are doing, we have 3 more presenters, after which we'll do a final poll, and then we'll open up the breakout room. So if you have questions for our presenters, save those for the breakout rooms. Thank you, investors, for participating in the poll. We also have a masterclass today. I think it's starting around 1 o'clock Eastern time. It's by Buzzy Rocket. Awesome marketing company. It's called Fueling Startup Success. Supercharge your marketing to crush Q4 and hit the ground running in 2024. So that'll be right after we close our breakout room. So anyway, with that, why don't we move on? I'd like to introduce Hunter Haynes. Hunter is with Next, powered by Schulman Rogers. He's a trusted advisor to venture capitalists and emerging growth companies, representing startup and mature private and public companies and investors across a broad range of industries, including fintech, biotech, pharma, life sciences, consumer goods, and retail and financial services. Next, powered by Schulman Rogers, is disrupting the way startup law is being performed. They offer packaged offerings on a fixed price basis and a very innovative new model for delivering legal services. Recently, Next was selected by Law.com and Legal Week as Startup Emerging Growth Law Firm of the Year, beating out several huge and well-known law firms. And also, Next was recently a finalist in 2 awards, one by Legal Times and the other by American Lawyer, as the most innovative law firm in the country. So I want to congratulate Next and you, Hunter. I also want to congratulate Sarah Clasper, who just had her 3rd child. Many of you know Sarah because she has introduced a lot of our presenters over the past several months. So if you know her, please send her some congratulatory notes. But anyway, thank you, Hunter, and welcome.
Thanks, Tian, and thanks for that introduction that I do not have to give now. You gave it better than I probably could have given today, so thank you. We're honored to be a long-term sponsor and supporter of CONNECTpreneur. Keeping it going, the next company and the first company that I have the pleasure of introducing today is Inhalio. Inhalio has developed a digital scent platform for companies delivering fragrances, essential oils, and functional scents in the automotive and smart home markets. Please welcome Keith Kelson, CEO of Inhalio.
Thank you, Hunter. Really appreciate it. Without further ado, technology platforms have been creating these digital platforms for us to delight ourselves in music, in television, and movies. But there's one that's been overlooked, and it's right in front of our face. It's the nose, the most powerful sense that we actually have. So everyone knows what a Glade plug-in is, right? Fills the room. You have all this nice, beautiful scent in your home. Well, there's also these kind of diffusers that are in the marketplace, and you pour water in it, you pour oil in it, and then you have droplets of scent that is then put into your space. What we've done at Inhalio is we've invented a dry air technology and a lot of other technology supporting that. But this is one of the first products by Philips that we licensed this product to, and other automotive products. It has 4 cartridges in it. And so you can choose between each cartridge. Each cartridge has a chip on it. That allows us to track the life cycle of that cartridge. It also allows us to track what people are doing in the marketplace. But if you look at the app, it's pretty self-explanatory. You can choose between alert if you want. You can choose between relax or alert, and it's very intuitive. But you can also then, furthermore, just absolutely use it to schedule it whenever you want to, if you take it in your office. This one is actually made for the car. The other one you see there is made for the home. That's this one here. It's Aqua de Palma. It's been in the marketplace. But what ties this all together is the data side of the cloud. We bring all that data in so that this smart technology is then our manufacturers and brands can see what flavor, time of day of the week, even the emotional state that someone is in at that time. It also lends insights to supply chains and market programs as well. The market's huge, $28 billion and growing. There's several different segmented markets within that. We're the first platform to really enable this smart delivery. We do have competitors, like in the automotive, it's Costel. It's a jar of oil you put in your Mercedes. There's wet delivery of droplets that happens in the cabin. Our secret sauce is really the dry air technology, the connected cartridge with chips on it, the cloud, and the apps. It's all an ecosystem. We have global customers that have already adopted our solutions. As I said, Philips is one of them. This actually launches into the marketplace in October, along with the cartridges. There's 11 available. Bentley is confirmed that we're going to go in their 2026 SUV vehicle. We have RFP phases in Porsche and BMW, and of course the Acqua Palma product is already in the marketplace. So our business model is pretty simple. It's razors and razor blades. When you buy that Nespresso machine, you buy the pot. Same thing. When you buy this, then you're going to buy the cartridges. So it's pretty straightforward. We do not manufacture anything. We license the technology. We have a great team. It's very cohesive, highly experienced in the scent industry. We have 2 exits. We've raised over 30 million. We had a few acquisitions out at 40 million, and we have seen the good, the bad, and the ugly. In our projections, I think it's really gets interesting because basically for every diffuser in the marketplace, we make $20 on average per diffuser. And that's basically the data that goes on the chip and the payload that goes in the cartridge. But very profitable, but also it's cumulative. So basically, if you have 100,000 diffusers in the marketplace this year, next year you add 100,000, now we're servicing 200,000. So it's actually a really good business model. We've raised 4.8 million to get here. We're asking for 3 million, and this is all to basically for growth capital. Thank you very much, and we'll see you in the breakout room.
Thanks, Keith. I now have the privilege of introducing JuneBrain. JuneBrain is revolutionizing retinal imaging by offering an accessible, AI-driven solution to improve brain and eye health. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Samantha Scott, founder and CEO of JuneBrain.
All right. Hello, everyone. It's nice to meet you. I'm Dr. Samantha Scott, CEO and founder of JuneBrain. My PhD is in biomedical engineering with a focus in neuroscience. I'm also a neurology patient, and it's my experience with a neuromuscular disease that inspired me to start my company. So we're developing an eye scanning technology to disrupt the OCT industry. OCT is also known as a retina scan. If you go to your eye care doctor, it takes beautiful pictures of the back of your eye. The nice thing is that the retina is literally an extension of the brain. So a technology like OCT can be used to monitor and screen for a range of diseases from macular degeneration to multiple sclerosis and Alzheimer's disease. The problem is that OCT is outdated, meaning the machines are very expensive, they're very heavy, they require a trained technician to acquire the data, and overall are not telehealth friendly. And at the same time, the prevalence of diseases that would benefit from accessible OCT is increasing worldwide. So our solution is the NeuroEye. It's a wearable AI-driven OCT system that combines accessibility with intelligence. Compared to devices that are currently in the clinic, like the one on the right, our device is automated, so a patient can use it on their own, inside or outside of a clinical setting, on a much more frequent basis. It's also portable and low cost while still matching the performance of devices in the clinic. And on the back end, we have AI software that's been developed by our collaborators at Johns Hopkins. It automatically analyzes the data from our device and extracts information related to eye and brain disease. So we've been a very busy bunch of people. We've raised over $2 million in grant funding, $800,000 from investors. Our device is patented in the US. We have an exclusive worldwide license to the software. We've completed clinical testing to validate that our device works just as well as equipment in the clinic. And most exciting, we have more than $300,000 in sales backlog. This includes letters of intent from major eye and neurology clinics in the US and Canada. So how does it work? A patient wears the headset just for a few minutes. It takes images of both eyes. Those images are sent to our cloud where the AI automatically analyzes the data and sends a report to the provider, letting them know if there's any significant changes in the eye. They can use that information to understand treatment response as well as disease progression and send that information along to the patient. So we've completed more than 300 customer interviews in the US and Canada to build our business model and validate the need for our device. Based on this information, our first go-to market is researchers this year. That includes selling our device to clinical studies of eye and brain disease. Next year, once we have FDA clearance, we're moving the device into neurology clinics, eye care retailers, and diagnostic labs. This is when we start to create a world where someone who has active retinal disease or who's at risk of Alzheimer's can go to their local Walmart Vision Center, have images taken of their eyes, and sent off to their provider to understand what's going on. For this, we're raising a $2 million seed round, and this funding will take us all the way through FDA clearance and initial market launch. We've raised $800,000 so far, and we're offering a 50% incentive tax credit on all new investment. And then ultimately, our goal is for this to be in everyone's home, whether you're a healthy person at risk of disease or a patient who needs long-term monitoring. We have a brilliant team of nerds, all the expertise to successfully commercialize an OCT device, and many of us have. Our advisors are renowned neurologists and ophthalmologists and successful medtech startup founders. So thank you for your time, and I hope you join me in the breakout room. Thank you.
Thanks, Dr. Scott. And last but not least, I would like to now introduce TagFi. TagFi is an innovative end-to-end community management and monetization platform utilizing a hyper-local platform that provides businesses with the software and marketing tools to reach, engage with, and retain customers. Please join me in welcoming Sheila Malhotra, founder and CEO of TagFi.
Thank you so much, Hunter. So I'm Sheila Malhotra, and this is TagFi. And here's the problem. Oops. Okay. So connecting with local customers is a challenge. And I know this because I have several businesses locally. And local businesses, on average, spend 10 to 15% of their annual revenue marketing to customers, customer engagement, and customer retention. It's a real problem. On the left, you can see here all of the Google ad pays per click they spend, and this is expensive. Global social media platforms also make it difficult to reach the local customer. So introducing urban local platforms powered by TagFi. These are regional platforms built for businesses to connect and engage with local customers. Now, each local platform is accessible on the web with its own unique brand domain name, such as these on the right. The powerful technology is regional, and it's built in with SEO and business tools and marketing tools for the business. So on the left, you can see here a business will get built-in profile, SEO, messaging, communication with their customers. They can put up offers, services, use our event software, and they can even put up blogs and access a CRM for customer lead generation. Now imagine this is a business profile of Browse and Bose. There's tens and thousands of businesses and service providers in the local area that benefit from our software. It has, again, built-in SEO, where it's optimized for each search engine. There's seamless engagement with customers locally. The business features, as I went through, are here, including payment processing. And then we offer upgraded services that include marketing and advertising and sponsorship through our in-house local marketing and local service affiliate partners. So there are local platforms out there, but they don't provide businesses with the full benefits that we do. So you can see here, and you may know of some of these. So if you're a local business, you perhaps would turn to local platforms such as Nextdoor, and you can see here their value, their capital raised. This is what's missing. They don't really have business software. They're just kind of like where businesses post and are accessible. They don't offer marketing services, and none of these platforms offer really the benefits that we do for a local business. Outdated platforms do exist, and they stitch together software to connect businesses to their local audience. You can see here the market is huge. And so take a look at some of the annual revenue of these local sites that do exist. But here's the thing. Most regions don't have a local digital platform. So we have a white space, and the market is huge. So here's our advantage. We're a white label company, so we can launch these platforms seamlessly. They are built in with SEO. They're locally branded. They allow us to rank on Google quickly because, like I said, they're built in. We have the network effect as well, where local bloggers, partners can participate on these platforms. And then we work with a lot of local partners right now, such as in the New York area and across the US, with a network of 28 million already across local bloggers, associations, chambers of commerce, and nonprofits. So the platform is built for local with our network, with our technology. The revenue is simple. Imagine the businesses, $100 per year to $500 a year. That's all it costs to get their business activated. Marketing sponsors come in at anywhere from $2,000 to $20,000. And then we have the sponsorship revenues where we do a rev share split with our affiliates. And then other revenue on the platform includes anchor tenants and ads and something's going on with that on the site. Take a quick look at the 5-year projections. With these 4 revenue streams, we're looking at $156 million per after a 5-year projection. We're already at $322K ARR and quickly approaching $1 million this year per region. We'll be launching 6 regions in the 12-month period, and then we'll be looking to franchise our software for other locations. Most of the funds will go towards marketing, the rest towards product and engineering. This is a quick timeline of what it takes to set up our platforms. Within 6 months, we have 6 regional platforms. SEO is done. We aggregate the data, and we're shooting out emails to onboard our businesses and our sponsors. We have an incredible team. We're VC backed by Runway Venture Partners and Alpine Meridian. You can see here other angel investor networks. We're raising $2 million equity raise with 35% subscribed. I'm Sheila Malhotra. I'm a serial entrepreneur, and we're excited to get you guys and investors more information. And I hope you join us in the breakout room where I can give you a demo as well. We've also got some recent press from local news publications. So I'd love to share that with you as well. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Sheila. Okay, I'm going to put up the final investor poll for the last 3 companies that you just saw. As a reminder, this is for investors only, and we will only share your contact information with the presenting company. But we have Inhalio, who created a digital scent platform for manufacturers and companies delivering fine fragrances, essential oils, and functional scents in the automotive and smart home markets. We have JuneBrain, who uses AI and retinal imaging to make eye and brain disease monitoring accessible to 1 billion patients worldwide. And Tagfi, who you just heard from, who hyperlocal platforms empowering local businesses to reach, connect, and engage with customers. So we'll leave this poll up for just a few minutes while we get the results continuing to come in. And while we do that, I'll turn the time over to Tien to discuss the last few minute things before we go into breakout rooms.
Yes, absolutely. Just as a reminder, we have in-person events in Washington, D.C. on October 17th and on November 8th in Baltimore at the Johns Hopkins Carey School of Business. So we will put links to register on there. We have our next virtual events on the 25th and 26th of October. Hopefully you can join us for that one. It's free. And I want to remind everyone that we are going to open up the breakout rooms in a couple of minutes, and we'll keep those open for about 50 minutes or so. We also have an awesome masterclass coming up at 1 o'clock from our friends at Buzzy Rocket. It's a marketing masterclass on how to crush Q4 and get yourself ready for 2024 from a marketing standpoint. So that promises to be awesome. Last call for investors. Anyone else interested in Inhalio, JuneBrain, or Tagfi, please indicate. We're not going to share this information with anyone but the portfolio companies. Okay, with that, why don't we put up the, Sky, can we put up the final poll, which is gonna be our sponsor poll? There we go. So anyone who's
And if
interested.
if they already answered this as well, we don't have to have you answer again. So if you answered in the first one, we can skip this one entirely.
Yeah, and just as a reminder, this is to generate leads for our awesome sponsors who are helping to fund our events. That's why this event is free, because of them. So if you are looking for some of their services, we're not going to share this with anyone but them. So they'll reach out. So don't be surprised. And so we have choices here for marketing, legal, application, software development, accounting and tax, wealth management, health insurance. And if you want to join our ambassador program, we're always looking for more people to help evangelize CONNECTpreneur and spread the word. We have 80,000 people in our community worldwide, and 30,000 have attended our events in the past. So thank you to our ambassadors. And if you want to be a sponsor as well, we'll reach out to you, or if you want to present at one of our upcoming events. So keep this open for a couple more minutes, or a couple more seconds rather. And then just as a reminder, we're going to open up breakout rooms in a few seconds, but please download the chat history so you can have it before you go into the breakout rooms. And you can read through and see who's on and if you got any private messages. And again, we will close the breakout rooms maybe 5 minutes to 1 or so. So we've got about a little less than an hour. So go meet and talk to our presenting companies, and we'll kick off the masterclass at 1 o'clock. So with that, we'll open up the breakout rooms, and you're free to go into and out of whichever rooms you want. And thank you guys for participating in our polling as well.